Get them on the ground after the Hydro, yeah! What's happening, boys, alright?
Good, mate.
Good day yesterday.
Good day yesterday.
What a week.
Brilliant. Peter Hebden on the day, innit?
He's been signing fucking Rudolphs all day.
Boys, I've got you a wee Christmas present.
Oh, wow, Andrew. Before he does that, who wants to do the Grosvenor offer? We were only the warm-up gig for the Hydro. Everyone left and didn't know that Grosvenor was on after.
That was a great show to put on. Absolutely.
Wee Christmas.
We'll do this first side with the Christmas ones.
Yeah, mate.
There's a joke in here.
No, there's not. There's actually no. Kev, I got Kev a bad humbug, but he doesn't have a Christmas that much day. But just we need to be a bit festive. There's yours there, mate.
No, I don't need one. I've got one.
Oh, okay, let's get
We got Amanda! He's on the way! We got Kyoto! There it is, mate! Yes! What a game, by the way.
We're going to come in the game, we're going to go to the Hydro
first.
first.
My God, the greatest fucking week it's ever been.
What a week it's been, Hearts one as well, Peter Hydro.
I know.
Yep. We'll come to that. Before we go into Hydro Grosvenor Sport, who wants to do the offer this
I'll
week?
do it today.
Oh yeah?
Bet £10, get £30 free, Simon, for
It's no rocket science, is it?
when you sign up for Grosvenor Sport. Yep. Andrew Halliday, take away to the www bit.
Well, first and foremost, I think you need to go to gsport.com/open hole to sign up.
Imagine,
to sign up,
what
beautiful.
You come up if you put in G Spot open hole?
Just him, but
Picture me like that.
Hydro, did you enjoy it?
Aye, brilliant, mate, honestly. I think going into it, we probably thought, can it beat the first one? Like, can it beat the first one? It's the first time we've ever done it and the buzz we had after it, but what a night it was again. Honestly, it's so good. For a Thursday night, no being a weekend, so close to Christmas, the tickets only went on sale about 6 weeks ago. Just shows we have got the best fans in the world.
Oh, but I need to say
amazing.
the fans were brilliant again.
Amazing.
Like you say, for a Thursday night.
Thursday night, 'cause the Friday night after is obviously the busiest day of the year, going out for works and all that. So for them to react the way they did, 2 Hydro shows done. When we started this, I never started it when you started it. Obviously, to think 2 Hydro shows I've done, mate, it's the best feeling in the world. And I've got a bit emotional actually after the show.
Kev, you enjoy it?
Oh, mate, loved it. It was. I was just buzzing the fact that everybody turned up, the amount of numbers that we sold, and they were all there. Because obviously what's going around the world now with the COVID and that, people, I think you said it last week, saying the podcast, come, just enjoy yourself, make the effort, and they fucking didn't have to make the effort, and guests were superb, got good reactions for the crowd.
The canny with the Kilton, mate. You got that from Moss Bros, didn't you?
Moss Bros.
Moss Bros in the two.
Was it £99 all in suit?
How many people have told you that he's cock and balls were swinging about the
I can't believe the Cano get his bobby out of the Hydro. That's different class.
Mate, the best thing was he was calling Les. League One Les, and I'm like, no, mate,
thought that was his
it's Wes.
name.
How about it's like, sorry, when you, because I remember I was like to you, can we go and talk or something about something? And the big guy was like, leave, I'm taking Sai to go and meet the Cano. So did you go into another room and meet him?
Just me, him, and the wee physio. Good, mate. Pure Guinness life advice. 33-year-old,
That's brilliant,
Good what you are doing. You're a comedian now. I was Tommy Gravison, wasn't it? I did his voice. But no, he was bang on. I got him a nice bottle of wine that he really liked. Is he getting the names wrong, mate? So see when he pushed the referee at Sheffield Wednesday, Danny Wilson was his manager, right? At the time. But he wasn't happy with how Danny Wilson treated it, so they fell out. And then Danny Wilson, this is pure weird situation. Then Danny Wilson was my first manager at Swindon. He gets sacked. I asked him about the Cano and that, and I didn't think they got on. He got sacked. The Cano then comes in, but Danny Wilson gets the Sheffield United job. So he's been his manager, he knows who he is. And the day before we go to play Sheffield United, he always done this big meeting. He's like, tomorrow we play against Dennis Wilson. And I was like, does he know that is Danny, or is he just taking the piss at him? But then, see when he's like that, Les, kept calling Les.
League One Les.
Names just must go to his fucking head. But you know all your names, didn't he?
Oh, brilliant. When he first came out on the stage, can you believe it? He named all our names. I still forget your names, and he's been on for 30 seconds.
They know Charlie's what, did they?
No. As he came out, he went, Simon, Andy, Kevin, Paul.
Harry, wasn't it?
Harry or something.
Harry called him a
Harry, aye. But what?
It was just a noisy call. Charlie always gets mugged off, innit? How good was that bit, the videos of him up on that
Charlie
TV
was
show?
brilliant. Charlie's
gone
obviously
with
He was gone, wasn't he?
I think he actually took it
Genuinely
that
He
way.
started on fire and all, didn't he? His confidence.
That joke is one of the greatest jokes with something hanging on bits hanging on
Nipples.
Nipples. It was brilliant.
We say to him in the dressing room, we're putting out just a thank you for everything you've done for us. We're going to put a few of your best moments up of your career. He was buzzing, wasn't he?
Aye, we were at me. No, he's like, no, don't do that, it's embarrassing. I was like, no, mate, honestly, free kicks, top corner, and that. You aye. He's doing that, mate. Aye. Decent.
What ones? Blackburn, Scott. He's like, right.
Your start bit's got the boys worried a wee bit. Could be a career path for you, mate.
What is it?
Stand up.
Stand
Yeah,
up.
he's on.
Aye, definitely.
Your start was tremendous. I think especially after the
the bits of
the music meltdown.
And then because the first show, obviously, you said you're a bit nervous, but you were so calm.
Were you nervous at one?
Nah.
I thought you were rehearsal.
Nah, I didn't get it.
His rehearsal stand-up set was fucking on point. I thought your rehearsal was... I've been to a couple.
So what was up with the actual show, man?
I was
fucking pish.
Did you not get a bit dizzy when you first got on the stage? See, when I put my beard in, mate, I went in a wee bit of fucking dizzy spell.
It's horrible, that. You need to speak to a few artists who go on stage at a quick pace.
Yeah.
See how it happens.
You kept taking you fucked your start up, didn't you? Because you kept saying to me, I feel as if I've left something out.
No,
Did I?
You kept saying that to me.
What start he gets to
It was
that?
very
When I
good.
say he was Gary Mackay Stevenson?
No.
How no? Why no?
Missionary Thursday and Thursday, innit?
That would be brilliant.
They all just do missionary every Thursday and Thursday.
He is the type of guy that would have sex with a condom and still pull it, isn't he? Gary Mackay Stevenson. Gareth Southgate joke.
But that's, by the way, I've heard, and I'm not sure by the fishes through, and usually maybe tell me on Twitter and everything. Supposedly the Thursday lads are fucking fuming.
Oh, aye.
You're going to...
Thursday massive. I'm not happy.
I met a guy at the Celtic game yesterday for Thursday. He pulled us up, but he was alright.
Was he alright, mate? Aye.
But there was a look in, there was a horny look in his eyes for me and you, man.
It's definitely It's definitely my favourite part of the new, man.
So we should get Hug Mini special up there?
Aye.
Oh my God, what a shout.
Hug Mini special on Thursday?
Aye, we've got up to Thursday.
We've not discussed the Hug Mini special this year, have we?
No.
It'll be hard to top last year's.
Thursday.
You getting grilled for another?
I don't know if I can do Hug Mini again.
See you getting drilled for it.
Get Ford on round 2, Slaney, yeah? You can get him back.
Listen, if you want to go on to Hug Mini again, I'm happy to sit by his side and we'll see how it pans out.
Really? Would you do it?
No, listen, I would love to be Ford on because he is a legend, isn't he? The Scottish. But
do you know what I want to say to you as well? What was brilliant, and the VTs went
unreal,
man.
Genius.
The VTs were a genius.
We knew that, but didn't we? We knew they were next level.
I thought people thought we were just saying it to get people to go to the show, but we did think the VTs were going to be outstanding.
That being said, we've got to release them now.
Aye.
They've got to get released.
Yeah.
They're too good not to be seen again.
$9.99.
Oh my God, I just got an image in my head.
Uh-oh.
You and that towel before. Mate, we got towels, right?
Fucking
tell it.
No. The guy says, right, last time guys, we need to learn through the mistakes of last time behind the scenes. I says, right, Duncan, just make sure we've got some fucking towels. Because we want to get a shower, sat there for 5 hours, no bother. So he gave us there's the towels, there's the fucking, even you ordered a fucking box of Frosties.
He got me a box of Frosties.
Box of Frosties, all the Peroni and all the drink and all that, and then we decided to go for a shower. The fucking shower, the towel didn't even meet in the middle. It was a fucking dishcloth.
He came in running in and told us straight away.
That's one of the worst bodies I've...
Aye.
What?
Big man.
You were calling my pigs in blanket, weren't you?
Was when he was doing a shite as well.
Oh, that shite was stinking, wasn't it?
Bill Venus, wasn't it?
That shite,
Hello, ladies.
that shite was stinking, man. You even accurate.
See the shower? I went in was the shower like...
I didn't think you got a shower. Did you definitely get one?
I got in the shower in another dressing room, but I had to hold it. My shower...
Hold what?
You had to clip it onto the...
But it wasn't clipping on.
Was it no?
No.
The full room was fucking soaking after the showers, wasn't it?
I got 2 showers, one before, one after.
Did you, mate? Why?
Why was there only hot water?
I don't know why, mate.
Fucking Baltic.
I spoke to Souness before it as well. Went in and spoke to him, mate. What a guy, man.
What about the one bit where before Souness got there, I put all my stuff in the dressing room. So I went back to the guy, I need to go and get my stuff, and went up and Souness was in my changing room. I walked away, just left it in there.
Left all your clothes?
Aye.
He was good though, wasn't he?
Souness was good, mate.
Very good.
Never heard him talk like that, swearing.
No, I know. I tell you what, one of the stories he told, I'm not going to repeat it, but one of the stories he told was unbelievable. The Alan McCoy's one.
That was sensational.
That was,
by the way, can somebody get Derek Ferguson a pint of butter? Fucking hell, man.
I thought you got 6
Honestly, I thought you were going to start greeting.
I didn't want to leave for ages when I left.
I just want it on the record. I'm shut up. You were hopeless.
Was it getting a wee bit tense at times?
Oh, mate, I thought there was a stage. I tapped you. I think it was. I was like, I think you're going to start rolling a bit, man. Derek's going to he's going to punch fuck out of Derek at the Hydro.
I was off at that point because I had to get the sheets with the questions, man.
As soon as we was bitching him after, to be fair, let's be honest.
Oh my God, it was horrible to watch.
Like Derek was getting further and further and back into that seat, and every time Souness sat forward, Derek get further back, like, oh fuck.
He's got an aura about him, Souness, isn't he?
I mean, he gave him a death stare once in that actual...
I said to Souness, obviously I had the haircut at the time, I said to Souness, I mean, you've got a wee look at each other. And I swear to him, he turned around and just looked at me with disgust. But we not just discussed, it was like, as you said, an aura look as well.
Yeah. We need to talk about that.
68 years old, man.
That could be one of the...
I know, he looks great, doesn't he?
I thought you were talking about him halfway through the Hydro show. That's going to be one of the greatest moments in Hydro history. I know. Can't believe you done, mate. You've done that for the people, though, haven't you?
For the crowd, it worked really well. Charlie was brilliant. What cut it was as well.
I know, what's with it?
He had a Barbers before, he called it Chairlies. That was his Barbers in his room.
Did he actually?
I swear,
That's what Dave was telling me. It's like, you're in good hands. That's what he kept saying it before the show. I was like, just be careful what you're doing with the razor.
I can't believe you done that. I was gone for about 10 minutes.
Do you know what? See when Charlie, so obviously right after that, obviously Charlie was on, he came and told his story. I've turned around and used to literally fucking gone in my head.
I couldn't stop laughing.
But I'd never seen it. I couldn't see it and I looked at the big screen. I just seen his head and I'm like, what the fuck is that?
He cut it perfect, man.
It was perfect, wasn't it? It was a perfect cut.
Bobby Charlton, wasn't it?
It was an
Bobby
exact
Charlton,
resemblance of that picture that does the rounds on social media.
Social media, aye.
That was exactly the same.
I've got a picture at the interval. I'll send it to
Mate,
people
that's
so get it
unreal.
on Twitter.
With the suit and the shirt. Mate,
Fredo, innit? Fredo Faye.
Fredo Faye, the Godfather.
See that feeling, baby? I nearly started seeing it around for the crowd. Unbelievable.
When you came back to reality.
But he butted the horns.
Mate,
instead of high-fiving.
What about just before you got to the stage?
No.
That was amazing. That was amazing. That was a great effort.
Right, are we going to do it again?
Look at them.
I would love...
Didn't Hydro again?
Either.
I would love...
If there's a demand for it,
and there will be.
we're here, aren't we?
Oh, we're here. People want to say we're there.
But listen, I always think, if we do it now, take a wee break for, let's say, for Hampden.
Right, in the summer.
I think in the summer tour.
I do think a wee break for it though. You don't want to rip the arse right
No,
now.
you want a
no,
six months time.
And you want to make sure that we
summer
put the same
special.
amount of effort that we put into the R2.
Hopefully we qualify for the World Cup and we've got a pre-World Cup summer special.
Do you know what was amazing when you spoke about, mate, singing Oasis with the Canny on the full crowd
mate.
singing it back?
That was
fucking
class.
The crowd's amazing, aren't they? The
Crowds
crowds
are real, mate.
Mate, what about the reception you got?
I know, mate.
Your song had finished and it kept going.
I thought
I was
it was
like,
half and half again, wasn't it?
no, was it fuck?
I don't mind anyway.
No, I know, but what I was saying is...
You know what it's like hanging about with me and you were in the tune last week with that wee boy that's done the rounds on Twitter?
Oh, you want a game? You want to say something on there?
Nah, mate, he was about 14, honestly.
Dumbo,
so it was
wasn't
just one of them.
Dumbo 2's coming out.
I actually seen somebody write in the comments that I was like Kev's taxi with the doors open. He's how big as yours.
No, his taxi, don't know how it is, but his taxi's off the road, isn't it? After running him over. You jump on the bonnet and the taxi's, what is it? It's a write-off, isn't it?
What a fucking dent it's got. Fuck, taxi's
What a
fucked.
picture about the picture.
I'm losing a lot of business with that taxi being half a road, not just in fails. In
fake stuff?
In sidewalk, aye.
So Daniel Farke's he's at work just now?
That was genius what he's did with that.
That picture.
See the two pictures?
Before that was me all along. That was him going to the pictures all along.
The next pants were in full. Fucking calves are looking amazing.
Mate, that's two Hydro shows. The first one you were scratching your arse, and then the second one your full arse was on show.
Next panties.
Mate, the pants. I'm saying easy 7 year you've had the.
Maybe, possibly, aye. Pack of 5.
The filming of that when we were doing that was unbelievable. Remember the woman asked us for a picture and he walked in with yellow tights, you could see his full cock in the tights.
She thought it was a banana, didn't she?
That was probably someone's getting it lucky, you know what I mean?
Do we dangle a wee carrot out there for feedback?
Don't know, there it is there.
Get it out. What does we're saying how good the fans are? What do they want for us for the playoffs? Scotland playoff?
The playoffs is a big one, isn't it?
Aye,
We should do a live show for the playoffs.
I think we should do a live show, like, similar to that obviously, but you make it guess and they tell stories about Scotland, and then maybe, I don't know if you can date it before
Betty
the
votes.
game. Betty votes comes out, innit? Well, let's get it.
Do your live. You've never done it again?
We'll do it for the Scotland show.
Aye, perfect.
Perfect for the Scotland show.
But Ma, he said a horrific joke.
Sorry, mate.
No, I love it. And when he said it, I kind of need to say the joke, but she started doing that to the crowd, but you shouldn't be doing that after the joke. It's just been said.
I don't know, that's the last time I'm going to talk about shagging your mum.
No,
because the messages I sent on Instagram, I'm still disgusted, mate.
You want to keep doing it, but...
Has she said that about it?
She loves it, mate.
No, but his message, surely
No,
not.
she didn't.
Is it not been mentioned?
His mum's amazing.
Oh, she's the best.
She's the nicest soul I've ever met.
She doesn't bring...
got a heart of gold.
She didn't bring up side about that one.
Does she not? That's when you know it is...
Nah, but
Did you tell her what she replied?
She nearly came to sanctuary me.
Mate, it's embarrassing. You want to go to sanctuary and Melissa was like, do you not go on it for young ones?
I went to sanctuary with Melissa, me Melissa instead.
Why did you let her
She
go?
didn't let her mama go. I said to her before I left, she was like, make sure you go enjoy your night. Didn't let her go, so...
So you went up the road with your man?
Me and my mum went up the road, watched that for Christmas. Watched James Bond the last time, watched that for Christmas this time, it's the show.
Oh, by the way, have you seen the new Spider-Man?
Aye. Went there yesterday.
Man.
Watched it
Oh
yesterday.
my God, unbelievable.
Amazing.
Off, masterpiece.
Proper film.
Get yourself to see it. Right, yesterday cup final. Paul, you were there. What's your thoughts on it?
I
Go.
don't like going into the boxes. No, I'm a fan. I like being with people wearing normal clothes.
So where did you watch it?
Right in one of the boxes. Suited booties, SI long black jacket, wee bonnet, Fergus McCann.
Send us a picture, send Fergus.
I'll send the producer the picture and I'll get it up for you. But the way the box fell, I was in the Hibs crowd. But it was Celtic fans, but it was in the Hibs crowd right above them. So when Hibs scored, mate, I was getting pelters.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, yeah.
That lasted long, didn't it?
Oh mate, and then obviously
pelters for
I gave a bit back as well. But
seconds.
the Polish came up. And were saying, listen, you need to work together. We can't have. I wasn't getting it back, but I got absolutely pelted.
Did you?
Oh my God.
Saying what to you like?
Just slaughters like that. Like, yeah, fucking wanker. I was just sitting like that. Fucking couldn't believe it, mate. But then, for the start of the season, I was actually really emotional yesterday.
Were you?
For the start of the season. When the walk on happened, that was one of the most beautiful sights. I don't want to be too here to sell it, but it was beautiful. Just at the start.
People know what you're, mate.
I know.
But
at the start of the season, when I seen that squad, I really didn't. You really struggled to see them doing it, and to have won the first cup, 1-0. Do you know what I love as well? See the game v Ross County. Last season, Celtic completely went away from that. See, when they were getting beat, they just folded as if they didn't want to run or whatever. That Ross County game midweek, 98 minutes or whatever it was, take it in a cup final. Players aren't clearly fit or they're maybe struggling at times to come out there and win that and be KO.
I need to ask you, see just on the Ross County game, because we ginger winger also made his debut away at Ross County being Owen Moffat.
He's got Liam Scales' son. Makes he double in it.
He's got big shoes to fill with the last guy that made a winger that made his debut.
He's got a lot to
Any
live up
advice
to.
for the boy?
He knows he has got a lot to live up to. Somebody actually asked me that yesterday. No word when he was coming on. He's got a lot to live up to, but will he ever get there? Well,
No.
I know he's a great wee boy.
I know he's a great.
attitude.
By the way, he looks like a can't player as well.
Yeah.
Doesn't he? Looks really good. And I love when certainly the young players who have come through get that experience of a cup final. But my God, what a day!
Brilliant.
Is that
No,
you gonna get any analysis
sorry,
on the game?
on the actual game, first half is dog poo.
Dog shit, right?
Really, really dog poo. Second half was a proper cup final, wasn't it? And then Kyogo's a difference, wasn't it? Every game, see
So
that?
sharp.
They Celtics,
See when the ball goes dead, everyone's taking 2 or 3 seconds, he's bang. And
I don't know, I'm not just... They Celtic scored yesterday with foot hand.
no.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 goals, a bit of movement here, there, which you're not getting that for any other striker at Celtic. So.
I think his first goal's better than his second.
It's no nice watching a game of football when you want both teams to get absolutely horsed, honestly. it was a hard watch, it really was. But first half was shocking, but then credit to both teams, I thought second half was a much better
game.
Much better watch. Celtic are just a different team with Kyogo in it. It's as simple as that. Yeah. I think, if I'm being honest, you look at the last few games, I think it's actually been a credit to Celtic, the fact that they've actually grinded out results with the players they've got on the pitch, because their 2 best players, Kyogo and Jota, without them, they're not the same, and especially him. Because I just think the way they play, he's just focal to everything, out of possession, in possession.
Mate, see the amount of times that they lost the ball and he's first to react to get the ball back, it's unbelievable.
And I've no doubt, right, that Hibs would have knew, like, I think for the last couple of weeks, everyone knows he's going to play. It's what managers have done it for years. Our best player's no fit, but you know he's going to be in the team sheet. So I know that, you know that Hibs all week have been watching past clips of Kyogo and said he's going to be on the last line of defence. Celtic, since the start of the season, will try and take quick throw-ins, quick free kicks to play it in behind.
You need to drop, didn't
But his movement's that sharp that
He's ahead
it's
of
hard
them,
to stop him,
5 seconds ahead the Hibs defenders.
But at the end of the day, without him yesterday, it's a different game because he's just...
I thought
he's
Cal
a main man
Manager
for
was
Celtic.
fucking brilliant. I was right on the halfway line.
He's in the form of his life in the side, I think.
Mate, he's always, he knows what's around
Scanning.
But Turnbull doesn't do it. I'm watching the both of them. That's it. Maybe McGregor's always... Turnbull doesn't do it.
So sharp, McGregor with it. Even second boss side.
Yeah.
And he always owned them, and it's sort of... He's really, really lived up to the captaincy, hasn't he?
Is that what you were searching for there? I thought it was going to be a big word there.
He never puts himself under any pressure, like unnecessary pressure. He's always in the right space. He's always on the right half turn. He's always, like you say, scanning, knowing where every single player is. So he's able to make those passes, but he's helping the whole team tick. But like you say, you need that focal point. And the Celtic don't have the focal point. They struggle because they can keep the ball a day, but if you get no end product, it always becomes difficult. But any kid watching that game yesterday, there's the importance of a first touch.
What, his first finish is it? Mate, his touch for the first goal, he's going away for it and his first touch takes him inside.
It's the fact that it's just bounced and then he's controlled it.
Yeah.
That's like, some people would take that down before it bounced, but he's actually took that as it's like a half bounced touch.
Yeah.
Unbelievable to kill that stone dead and then to compose yourself. And the goalkeeper, people say goalkeeper maybe should have done better near post, but we've all done shooting drills. Sometimes you can catch the keeper out of the near post if you're clever enough.
I think the keeper thinks he's going to cross him, didn't he?
He's like, his first move is, and there's just enough, and he's a big goalie, Macy.
Yeah.
So to get down there that quick, but no, that's always...
It must be a nightmare to play against that.
You can't switch off for a second, mate.
Because you must be as a centre-half thinking, do I drop? do I give myself 5 yards and then does he go short and do I go and then he could be away and behind you? It's the uncertainty of what he does, and then obviously the second goal, that's quick thinking from another unbelievable footballer, Tom Rogic, to be able to take that free quick. But he can only do that with him having the movement to do it. Yeah. So
I think he's in the form of his career.
Agreed, Andy, 100%.
He was actually, do you remember last January he would actually...
It
was almost done.
Crazy. 28-year-old going to play in Dubai with that ability.
It's unbelievable.
Tom Rogic has always been good. He's always been very
best
good.
Best ever at taking it from that side and going to that side.
But what's happening now is he's playing more minutes, he's playing every week, and you're seeing it all the time. He's becoming more consistent.
Because he was a 60-minute man for years, wasn't he?
Well, that's what he was. But now, whatever's happened with Ange coming in, whether they're doing extra training, whatever it is, he's stepped up to the mark. And I think they're feeding off of these players, but there's still some question marks here to be asked about the defence in some points, because obviously yesterday, although they've won the game 2-1, there was opportunities that Hibs had.
And you need to give Hibs credit. I thought
of course you do. They kept going.
Nisbet's
had a great
I know Starfelt never had a great game, but Nisbet's done that to Celtic and Rangers this year. Mate, he's a right handful, Nisbet.
He turned Starfelt in the first half, nutmegged him, cut him inside. Even things like winning balls near that, he's not making it easy for defenders to clear. So Hibs, I thought Hibs did all right yesterday. Like you say,
Manager as well.
It was two moments of brilliance that got Celtic the 2 goals that won the game, but ultimately Hibs had opportunities. I would say it was a penalty in the last minute. I think it's a clear and obvious push. I think if we've got VAR in Scottish football, that gets brought back and that's a penalty.
Why is it every big game we're always talking about a decision?
I'm sure they need to, because...
I couldn't really say it.
It was 100% a penalty.
As the ref, surely the ref hasn't but played it on.
It's because of the way it's because of the way the game, because it's been crossed in, the ref's watching the cross and like everybody does, sometimes you miss things when you're watching the ball being transferred to across the park. So as he's come, he's then looking in the box, and by the time he's looked at the box, Starfelt's already pushed.
Right.
I think he doesn't see it.
I think definitely, because it's crossed in, and Starfelt's just basically, he's got in his way, and rather than kind of maybe put your hands up, he's followed through and pushed him, and definitely a penalty.
I love Davy Gray, right? Came through Scotland, I'm a great guy. Was at Man United as a kid, but his dress sense yesterday looked like a head teacher taking a school team.
Aye.
That's a great shout. Great shout.
Remember that the head teacher used to take a school team?
The plimsoll sandals were unacceptable, weren't they?
The full game I kept trying.
By the way, he done well, Davy Gray. He's done well.
Oh, really good.
Was it 3 games you had? 4 games you had? 3 games undefeated and 1 obviously losing the cup final, but credit to like I say, Hibs were decent yesterday.
Do you think Hibs will be disappointed they never had more to go in the first half?
Aye.
For the first whistle.
Do you know why, Andy? I feel when Hibs, they might have missed a wee ticket. Listen, it's hard when you've not got a lot of the ball or whatever, but I feel when the ball gets played maybe long or it's a cross ball, I feel that's where Celtic are the weakest.
They've never done that enough.
And see when you see them just, even, see near the end, I'm not a big fan of long ball football, but see when I think that's Celtic's biggest weakness.
The physicality of somebody up front, like Nisbet's no like a target man, but with Doidge and that, see when you start...
So they just went Doidge and Nisbet up against...
and then get your midfield to squeeze up and get the second balls, and then you start putting Celtic under pressure. But when you sit off and you allow Celtic to pop the ball around you, then because I think in a lot of games, especially we can go... You've obviously talked about Andy with Hearts, the first half performances, one at Parkhead and one at Tynecastle the other week there, where they didn't go on top of Celtic, but second half they did and they got more joy. It's hard, like Andy described it, it's hard to go and do it when you can't get close to people.
Yeah.
In the second half, things have changed, and Hibs, like Slaney's saying there, should Hibs have done more in the first half and went at them? Maybe they couldn't get at them, Hearts couldn't get at them.
I think it's definitely more a risk, because what you do is you allow more space for the likes of Kyogo to get in behind for the 2
Like
goals.
if you go gung-ho early on and then you allow that space for Kyogo in behind, you could be 2-3 down and that's the game done. You've got to try and keep yourself in the game as long as you possibly can.
I was right on the halfway line, second half, you could watch the Celtic line. I was talking about distances. Celtics are good. And I agree in terms of defending box, maybe not great, but see, when the other team's got the ball, I was watching the distances between me, they're very good.
So see,
they move every time the ball moves.
See, another thing for me is as well, when you look at the start of the season, I thought the Joe Hart signing raised a lot of eyebrows, didn't it?
Been good,
and I think he showed that he's came up
his
big
presence,
Andy,
it's his presence.
Is Celtic like a
Tony Sheridan standing behind me.
What did he say to you?
Slaughtering Joe Hart. Obviously, he was the goalie before Joe Hart. He's fucking back.
Left the stands yesterday, wasn't he?
Didn't stand yesterday.
Listen, Tommy done well.
He done well for his wee stand.
His time went in, he sort of got Celtic back to really
stability. He was a vocal presence at the back.
Great presence, but
he had his gloves on in the stand.
I was just waiting for a chance, didn't he? Joe Hart, Simon, it's not about his ability, not a good goalkeeper. experience, presence in the box, you need it. That's why sometimes I maybe get brought into the podcast, do you know what I mean? Make sure we're all right. It's that presence you need.
Will this have an impact in terms of the title race? Celtic winning a trophy so early?
I don't think so.
Confidence, don't they?
Aye,
but listen, because they're on such a
I was going to say, they've had surely got confidence. I think they're 10 wins in the last 11 league games, so they're on a good run anyway. And obviously, Rangers are in a good run now as well. I think they're both on like a six game streak of wins, so both teams are playing well. For me, I think the big one's in 2nd of January, 3rd of January, whenever the Old Firm game is. I think that is
huge,
massive. I think that will be a real psychological impact, because I think it gets to the stage, and I'm not saying this is the case, but I think it was always spoken about over the last 2-3 years that Celtic had Rangers' number every time they played them. It was as if there was that psychological defect where no matter what form Rangers were going into.
Psychological defect, Andrew?
I love it, Andrew.
No bad, eh?
You're on the radio there, right?
No.
Yes,
going into it, like people always thought that Celtic just had the edge psychologically. I think people are now starting to feel that's what Rangers have got over Celtic. But with both teams playing the way they are, and Celtic are winning games with their best players, they've got an injury list. Fucking hell, as long as you're Christian Chocolate list, man.
See on that, Andy, on that, with Celtic being the cup final yesterday, Rangers winning against the D United Saturday, the Rangers are now 7 points clear, right? See, for me, last year when Rangers were, I think they were maybe 7-10 points clear when about this time, and Celtic had games in hand, and then Rangers were slipping up, and Celtic were slipping up as well. It's all right being 7 points behind with a game in hand and then the Old Firm would come, but see if you don't win them games in hand, before you know it, you could get to January 10 points behind Rangers.
Aye.
So you look at it from that as a psychological point of view. Rangers are in their sense here because they are 7 points clear. I don't know who Celtic's game in hand is against.
Grosvenor.
But it's not going to be easy because every game's tough.
Yeah.
But if Rangers were to go in January and win that game, you could be 10 points clear. That's the way I see it. And see, it's all right saying, but we've got games in hand. I remember, like, I follow Sunderland quite a lot. And they
you never mention it.
No, and they've always got games in hand. If we win my games in hand, we're sitting in automatic spot. But they never win their games in hand. They never get to automatic spot.
Do you know what proves you're right as well? See the games on Wednesday. Rangers and Celtic both playing Wednesday, right? Rangers are winning their game comfortably. Celtic are one each going into the 96th minute.
Pressure.
I've no doubt whatsoever that Rangers fans are leaving that stadium buzzing. Celtic have dropped points. Filters to 97th minute.
Yeah.
That psychological.
Say it.
What is the word?
Defect.
There's just a blip in the mood straight away that Celtic have then scored in the 90th minute, and that's what happens. What are you going to say?
You just fancied in your You know how sick Derek Ferguson is? See, before I get the hideout, we're trying to get our stuff done, quite fucking busy, didn't want to be, he comes up and goes, Lewis is here tonight, and I was like, alright, good, he's like, fucking get on him about that canvas. He's wanting to see
He usually hates that, doesn't he?
Derek's other two boys, top men. Derek Ferguson's one of the best guys.
The best
he's been texting me every day, proud.
I said that.
Just one word, proud uncle.
His boys are brand new.
Good boys,
his boys are they're always...
My missus thinks Lewis is gorgeous.
Yeah, good looking boy.
She's like,
Raging,
Lewis Ferguson.
Raging.
No, fucking, I'm phoning Lewis like, can you take her off my fucking hands here? No, she does shines. Lewis is gorgeous, eh?
Is she mad for it?
How, is he not good looking?
I think so.
He looks like Carol. Looks fuck all like he's
Derek's me, I don't. Derek's fucking got a bit.
You think so?
I think so.
What about Andy's twin? His brother. His
that's
the better looking brother.
To be honest, mate, your brother.
He's the more sophisticated looking fairy I've ever met. He looks he's got proper dress sense.
He's got a bit about him.
He's got a wee bit about him.
No, Robbie's got a bit about him.
Aye.
Andy's missus. She's lovely.
She was very nice.
And best pals.
My sister,
the show.
Do you know who else was nice? Your brother-in-law's missus.
Oh, Kimberly.
She's a nice person.
Kimbo's a star.
She's nice.
She's really nice.
Kimbo Slice. Big Kimbo Slice. Right, talking about Hibs. Shaun Maloney. Paul Slane's hero.
Wow.
I think it's...
Greatest manager of... Yeah, you could take over Tommy Wright. What about the greatest manager of all time getting sacked?
Because of bad weather? That's poor, isn't it?
Unbelievable.
Because of bad weather.
But let me be clear on this. That appointment is the best appointment in 50 years in Scottish football. And I make that any jokes, anybody thinks he jokes, he says this.
Come see me.
Make that 100% the truth in my head. That is the best.
That is the worst.
That's the worst
sentence that you've
ever said. Made no sense to what I was meaning.
So wait, Hibs fans have just
come see me, and that's 100% what came for me, the truth.
Didn't make any sense.
So Hibs fans have been gaining you a bit, but now you're want to kind of say that you've shat it for Hibs fans, and now you're saying it's a great appointment.
No. Listen, I'll give them a bit back if they want.
Right, you go then.
I will go to a fans debate if they want. It would just mean Hibs fans. Me against no, but
imagine that.
I just crumble in it. But on this here side, I mean...
Right, so why is it the best appointment in 50 years?
I'm pals with him.
Free tickets.
Free tickets for a start. Maybe get in the club somehow. But no, listen, Si. This guy's worked at the very top as an assistant manager, worked with the top players. Now that doesn't always mean that you're going to come to this, because certain managers have worked there and then came down here, it's no worked. But his idea in the game, the way he is as a guy, he's aura. He's unbelievable, Si, and he's I can't get the words right, I'm a bit mixed up.
Probably should have worked on this.
I did, that's the worst thing.
Has he got a presence, Paul, and a respect?
He does, I think.
He has, Kevin, and a lot of
people in the right way.
He seems, people maybe think he's quiet. He can be, but see when I was at Celtic, see if you had a meeting with the first team, sometimes I made it to the meetings, but that's not the point. He would be the one that would stick up for things, be the first to speak out in the right way of things when they get done right. He wants professionalism, but that can only take you so far. You need that up there, a football brain, and I think, listen, if it was me, I'd have loved Shaun Maloney to take care of the whole of Scottish football and the SFA be the head of it.
I'd like to know what you think. Obviously, you were with him at Celtic. So
I loved Shaun, I'll be honest, mate. See what he said. What I liked about Shaun was, mate, first in every day, last to leave. Done everything he could to be as good a football player as he, I've just went what you've just done there.
But what type of manager do you think he'll be? I
don't think he'll be a baller and a shouter, but when Shaun says something to me, you listen, eh? Because a couple of times I'd be fucking about at the gym or that, and if somebody else said something to me about that, but see if Shaun came up to you and went, he would do it in a way that you'd make you feel guilty about you'd make you think about yourself. Do you know what I mean? I said it before, I shared a room with him in the Langa, mate, and I probably did go for being a clown to Shaun. Was like, why you want to act like that? Like, it's not doing you any favours. Didn't be like that, and he did. I remember sitting in the room thinking, fucking hell, he's right, man. So he has got that way where, and he does it, if he says something to you, mate, he properly makes you think about it.
He does it with he has that with the...
By the way, what a player he was.
The best player I've ever played.
What a player he was, mate, honestly. See, training that whole technique.
I played with Scotland 21s, and he's got the wee feet in world football. I think he's a size 3 for an adult. Terrible.
Has he got wee feet?
Aye, shops at Baby Gap, size zone. Unbelievable. But saying that, I'll just iterate reiterate what you both said, that he has got that wee bit of presence about him. I remember when we played the 21s, he was one of the guys when you were looking for something, you were hoping that he was going to kind of dig. It was him and Darren Fletcher, the two kind of players that I thought, oh God, I'm glad they're in my team. And we played Germany away, 0-0. We needed to win to qualify for the kind of latter stages of the group thing with the European 21s. And he got a free kick, and you thought, he's going to score this, because he spends hours after training practicing these and shooting up and over the wall goal, and it didn't surprise you.
He was always out practicing.
Always out practicing, constantly after under 21s. Every time I played, he was always out afterwards practicing on what he thought could be, and then that just shows you by practicing it becomes.
Do you know what though, Kev? I think you need to give him a hell of a lot of respect. He's the assistant manager of Belgium. Going to be World Cups, one of the best players in the world. Martinez will eventually get a big club job. I'm Martin's biggest fan. No, really. But Martinez will get a big club job. Do you know what I mean? With that, Maloney should have left him after that. But
they brought it for Maloney, does that? Hibs scored a goal at the weekend. Tell you what, it's a bold appointment. It's a good appointment, and I think there's the reasons for them doing it. But obviously the experience he's got with Belgium and working with top players, top national side, it's still a bold appointment because he's still effectively his first managerial job.
But then he took on the role of the Celtic B team under Rodgers. So
I went and watched him coach a couple of times, mate. I was very impressed.
Right, so he done that, and then by all accounts I've heard that he went away to Holland as well to work on. He went away to work and learn some. So he's obviously identified what he wants to be and how he's going to get there. So he's went away and did all these different roles and different positions, and then ultimately ended up as the Belgium number 2 or whatever it was. And he's probably looking at Martinez thinking,
I can do this.
The fact that Martinez just took him as a Belgium number 2 tells you everything, doesn't it?
So it's now up to him. He's got his opportunity. I think bringing in Gary Caldwell, I think that's a good appointment, because I think Gary gets the whole Hibs. Having played there,
I think they've got similar beliefs on how they want it to be played, football to be played as well.
I think, and I was looking today, I think they've kept most of the backroom staff. I think David Gray's still got a role there as well. So
head teacher, isn't he? Made him the head teacher.
Slapping the
mixer, big mixers back.
With a ruler over the back. But no, listen, it's probably a good appointment for Hibs at this time in their season, because they have been struggling.
The only way is up though, innit?
That's it. Well, they can't go any other way.
The only way is up.
There's no way there.
But see on...
Your heads went blank.
So I was thinking, obviously, Gary Caldwell, he was
pushing the bed.
He was very close with Big Schnoz.
They were best pals.
Kendo, they were very.
You don't even know the rules, Shaun.
we used to finish the 21s and go absolutely into Glasgow. What was the name of that nightclub we used to get into with all the different rooms and all that? I can't remember.
Is that in the back of your taxi?
Wasn't it Savoy?
Chaos?
Was it Chaos? Possibly. Used to get in there, get absolutely leathered. We were ordering pints of vodka and coke and all that, and you like Shaun and Big John Kinney sitting there.
Look as it, didn't it?
Bacardi Breezer between the two and the two straws. You have a sip,
That was Big Kendall Stag do, mental.
Right, I will say, if it doesn't do well, it'll not be through being underprepared or...
No. It'll be the best, I'll guarantee this isn't to do with Celtic, this will be the best football Hibs have ever played. There you go.
Looking forward to seeing how it goes.
See, when I was at Swindon, we played Wigan the year after they won the FA Cup. We played them in the FA Cup and put them at Swindon. And Shaun was in the hole, I was kind of playing against them, and as I said, they'd won the FA Cup the year before. See, if he'd done something on the pitch, he'd be like, well done, that was good.
I love that.
Good job. I mean, he was proper. Do you know like that now?
No.
How no?
Why would you do that to opposition players?
I don't know, me and him were quite...
True, true. Nah, fair dues then, aye.
But even Martinez that day, we beat them, mate. Like, I think he came in the dressing room after it, went, congratulations, obviously,
Respect,
they were just nice people, I think.
But what I'll say is, and this will be the last point, because
this is a loving for a wee Shaun, isn't it?
A bit much, but it's because we know how good he is. Listen, see if he was a bum, I wouldn't be saying anything.
No.
I would tell the public what he is. The Hibs players will need to buck their ideas up, or they'll be it.
I bet you.
And I mean,
it'll be hard work.
If you're not in for that, your body weight, your fitness levels, if you're not prepared to work hard, you'll be it and you'll not get miles of chances.
They've had the warning then, haven't they, Paul?
Aye, we're just letting them know.
They buy a centre half in January.
They'll buy a centre half.
I think they have to.
What,
who's
centre
out there? Okay.
No, I don't know who's out there, but I think Porteous has got the potential in the world. I think Shaun will iron his deficiencies out, because I think there is a couple of things in his game that he could be better at, which will be easier for him with the right coaching. But
I think you get a right good player in Porteous if you coach him.
I really do. Simon, I've been first to criticise Porteous, but there's a player there. You just need, he's raw, he's still young and raw. You need somebody in there to get the things that he can't do well, or the stupid things, get him to think differently about how he performs. And then you end up with a young centre half who potentially could go at the top and you make money on. But I think if you get somebody in a wee bit more experienced on a ball playing side of things and somebody who can help coach him along, I think that'll help Hibs massively.
Can I say something just on styles of play? This man here went to see him Saturday. An
absolute
joy.
An
absolute joy.
It's not me, mate.
No, exactly. The team, but the way you always talk about, I don't know if it was just you're coming on here trying to say the right words, because some people do that. Do you know what I mean?
3 points for the Peterhead at the weekend.
Fully deserved.
Should never have been 3-2. It should have been much more.
Finally got a penalty, huh?
I know, mate.
Where was the game?
Did we get one against us? No.
For you,
for us,
but it was something.
Good, mate, wasn't it?
Some of the play was brilliant. Me boy in the middle was great.
Grant.
Was that
Grant said a good play.
Aye, very good.
Brave, mate, takes the ball at the time. Good.
But I like that. I mean, I've not really, especially when I played lower league, I've never seen any team actually try to play. But you were
I actually think
split.
Why would you know, mate? Why would you know try and play? Is that what it was?
I know, but it was great to see it.
Do you not think it is more evident though with a lot of lower league clubs now? I think a lot, well, not a lot, but a few teams are.
Definitely, mate.
Are actually trying to play. I know Falkirk are struggling, but played against them in pre-season, they try to play.
Cove play, mate. Cove play.
Am I tripping, or does Montrose try and play? It's Stranraer one into it.
Montrose have got a set way of playing that they're very good at, mate, but it isn't a playing team, but they're good at what they do. Airdrie try and play.
See the goal the right back scored?
Yeah.
See the move for that?
Wide player stepping into space, brilliant.
Mate, so the wee 10 it was kept coming in, but it's the boy from Loan for Dundee in it.
Mark Josh.
Right up to he's fucking.
Gareth Bale's it.
He's a machine, but
we Lyle was standing on the centre back too early, and it wasn't allowing the space for Josh to happen, so he had to stand on the full back and drag him in.
The goal created, but it was great to see especially with what I love was, because we do love talk about that, the two centre, as soon as the goal could get it, two centre split, maybe even it goes to a full back, but then the holding centre mid drops in, Scott Brown, the captain, he drops in, gets on it, and then what I really liked was the two, I feel it's easy to maybe coach passing it to the back four, but my problem is, after I explain the back four on somebody, a kid would go at me, what do we do in midfield? I say, move on, I'm not talking about it. I don't know.
Work it for yourself.
Work it for yourself, and a player, that's why you're here. But I wouldn't know what to say, but what happens is when that Scott Brown got on the bottom of the park, Savoury and Hamish, they're in great position side, right distance is not, so it was really brilliant.
Not just full jokers, have we, boys? Not just full jokers.
No, it was brilliant.
It's a clinic, mate. Right, Rangers, who's, I must be honest, I've only seen a wee bits of the highlights. But with Rangers pure, I've just seen reports, Rangers won a
They weren't up to the levels they've been at recently. But see, at the end of the day,
was that down to Dundee United, Kev, or was it just down to Rangers maybe?
I think Dundee United tried to make it difficult. Dundee United has some like half chances, probably the better of the half chances in the first half. But at the end of the day, Rangers are at home. You're expecting them to beat Dundee United. The penalty, people think it's a conspiracy, but when you watch the bloody fucking highlights, it was a penalty all day long. The boys put his hand out and nearly caught the bloody thing. Rangers, penalty. 3 points, 7 points clear. Big Tam Courts wasn't happy afterwards.
Why did he not think it was a penalty?
No, was he using?
He actually didn't think it was a penalty.
No, I don't think it was that. He was moaning about something else, about a stretch.
He's trying to deviate away from the performance.
He wasn't. I heard a wee bit, and I didn't. I'm trying to find the clip that he was talking about, but they weren't very happy with what he was saying.
Back up. Sorry.
The D United, they had a lot of young kids in their squad. Is it not 4 teenagers playing and 4 teenagers on the bench or something like that? So they must be depleted with. Maybe I don't know if they got a few COVID cases and stuff.
I don't get fans how they're criticising my band. Like, listen.
We listen to the radio on the way back for Rangers fans are on like slaughtering some of the players.
Performance and you're like,
they've won.
Just won 3 away games.
It's not easy to play well all the time, is it?
No.
When they're playing so many games.
Obviously won every league game since he's came in. To be fair, a couple of performances hasn't been brilliant, but you take any 3 points all day, every day. But that's what I was going to say. I think the biggest thing they've improved on is they definitely look much more solid. Dundee United had a couple of chances, but half chances.
Nicky Clark hit the bar.
Aye. No, it wasn't Nicky Clark. I think it was late on. I think it was one of the young boys that Dodge.
Olsen hit the bar.
Gary McSwagan played well.
Andy McLaren crossed in, didn't he?
I definitely think Rangers' better players are coming to form at the right time. I think Conor Golson's been excellent since Van Bronckhorst came in. Aribo's still been main man for them. Kent's been better. I thought Morelos was Rangers' best player comfortably. But I must say, whoever gave Yanis Hadji man of the match at that game, honestly, deserves never to be back at Ibrox again.
That is we Doug went straight through the high road.
Yanis Hadji's a top player, top talent, but how he got man of the match at that game, it's the worst decision I've ever seen at a football ground, honestly.
You get that quite a bit,
They must have just wanted to meet him. They wanted to just meet him after the game because fucking hell.
But we've always said this, right? See, when you are so good off the ball, you can hit off days. See, as long as you're defensively well set up, you can go and have an off day and still win football matches.
They've rested a couple of players as well. Like, that's probably the first chance that Joe Aribo was actually
got didn't he? Reading his book on it. Reading his book on it.
Better read his book. That's the first chance that Joe Aribo's had a chance to sit down and have a wee watch. But listen, they're absolutely flying in terms of
who's Rangers next game?
Moment. It is. I can't remember.
Must be an away game, is
Actually, look at the fixtures.
We probably should have done this as well.
Listen, we're still in the hydro.
We're hydro mode, isn't it?
But it just leaves it completely mouthful for the Celtic Rangers.
I feel like it's Livingston.
Do you know who's playing in the Chinese Super League on Saturday?
No.
I can tell you that. I don't think there's any games this weekend, is it?
I've stopped it for Christmas.
Aye, there is.
I've stopped it for Christmas.
I just fucking
seen it.
We're all reading Mark Hateley's book, aren't they? Or the managers.
You're just going to have to read it in the book. Sunday, the...
Is it Aberdeen at Pittodrie?
It's Aberdeen. No, it's not. It's Rangers v St Mirren at home.
St Mirren at home.
Celtic
and then I think it's Aberdeen at Pittodrie, I think. I'm not sure. But
it just leaves it mouthful for the Celtic Rangers.
3 away wins, Hearts, Hibs, Livy, 3 of the definitely more difficult fixtures, and then 1 other home game, so on a good run.
Alright, is that what we're talking about? Anything else you want to say about the Rangers game?
We're going to talk about Hearts now.
No, I'm just, before we go on, I'm talking about Rangers. Anything else to say?
Big Charlie play?
Big Charlie played,
We spoke to him?
No, I've not spoken to him.
He must have been the oldest in that team by about 15 years. And the slowest, hands down.
I know that he's...
Do you hear about his sprint test results at Dundee United?
No, what was it?
No, do you want to tell you now?
I'm going to tell you.
Mate, Nicky Clark can do a 100-metre sprint in 11 seconds.
No way.
Peter Paul at 11.5 seconds.
That's 2 seconds away from the world record.
Big Charlie, 3 to 5 business days. Unbelievable, isn't it?
How about the Paul Stockman's fucking checking a boot?
I know, then Stoke, big Davy Martindale straight after.
What did you say? He checked her boot, didn't he?
I don't know what you
thought. What was in the boot?
No, is it?
Let's see that again.
What was in the boot?
5 toes in a vrooker.
5 toes in a vrooker.
That was a Gary Fraser joke.
Was that one of his jokes?
He kept saying...
Mate, what about him? He's got his smelly farts, hasn't he?
He's a legend.
He just had his operation done as well. He's a lovely boy.
I hope he gets back 4 now, Cyan, at 4 for him, so listen, I hope he gets back playing in mean times.
His partner's good, isn't it?
Brilliant.
He's funny. Right, Hearts, Andrew. A victory against Dundee, how was it? By the way,
No,
some reckon they've got old Halliday in the team.
Couldn't believe he was back in though.
Started 6 games.
Did you take your Hydro performance into the game?
Played well.
You're
Did your heart sink in your mouth when you gave that ball away in the halfway line and then they broke through and they nearly scored?
You're like,
why, mate?
what happened
Why?
there.
Mistakes are fine, it's how you react.
No, he likes
Try and play forward.
Exactly, mate.
Try and play forward. Try and get a
You
chance.
that, didn't you?
You gained the ball, mate. Honestly, the first half wasn't great. As much as we controlled it, there wasn't much in terms of chances. Don't think we had a shot on target in the first half, but just controlled the game. But generally, right, I'm not making excuses as a player, so it was the same for everyone. Mate, the fog in that second half was fucking outrageous.
You're going to be getting called off.
See, if that was first half, I reckon it does get called off.
Aye.
If it was that bad for the first sort of 20-25 minutes, but then second half, again controlled it. For the subs made a difference. Jamie Walker coming on.
Good to see him
getting a goal.
Disappointing, but he came on for GMS, man.
Was he raging?
Oh, he was raging.
He will be raging.
What minute did he come off?
I think it was like 60 or something.
Who do you think Thursday boys hate more, Robbie or us?
Us.
Robbie.
Robbie.
I think Robbie's going to
Robbie struck off Gary. Fuck, I thought Gary was great.
We're going to do something like that, Robert. Can't be doing that to Gary.
You did know that.
You know how upset Gary gets.
We are actually going to hate. We are actually going to go to Thursday, aren't we?
100%.
We're going to go to the night club in Thursday.
Upset.
How upset Gary gets.
Wait, it's Thursday.
Fucking miles away, mate. 5 hours in a car.
Is it?
5 hours.
What about the pictures you put up for the night?
How good, mate. How good.
And what was it, Gas said? The honeys are usually
Says
much
that
better.
usually some honeys in Thursday. Brilliant. But aye, no, decent game.
Where
No,
does
I'm telling a
Jamie,
lie, it was a shite game, but 3
where
points.
does Jamie Walker come on? Wide or centre mid?
Came on wide left. Made a difference, to be fair, mate. That's one thing about Walker. I think every time he plays, you always fancy him to get a goal or get a chance. You could have scored a couple of minutes later, get brought back for half-side. There's no half-side, so that should have been 1-0. And then eventually gets his chance a couple of minutes later.
Is there a worse feeling in football, Andy, that when you get taken off and the guy comes on a few scores? I don't think it's a worse feeling in football, do you?
Oh, what do you think, Gareth? Fucking typical. Typical.
That is a worse feeling.
Waited 60 minutes for an opportunity like that.
Aye.
No one was even passing me the ball like that.
See, the best part is I fucking look forward to so much going out to see him the next day after he gets slaughtered for a
He's a nice big guy.
We need to get him
He's
on
a-
it.
he's
We
a
need to
fucking-
get him.
Honestly, one of my favourite guys
Is it?
ever.
What's it?
He's a
What would you
hero,
say?
mate.
What's the type of guy is he? Just a
Boring bastard. No, honestly, such a good boy, but funny as fuck, mate. Like something you just don't expect to be funny without meaning it just makes you laugh every day.
He was one of my. When I interviewed him, I really enjoyed his.
Brilliant, mate.
He was good.
Honestly, I want to get him back on with
Is he
us.
quite dry?
Why don't we get
Aye,
one?
mate, brilliant. Honestly,
Why don't we get one next week?
Scalp's quite dry, I think, innit?
Nah, it's been snowing for the years, mate, with him.
What is it?
We should get one.
You got snow on your shoulders, bro. Mate, I've never seen somebody do the hydro on there before so many crumbs on their top, man.
No, you're right, mate. You walked onto the
He
stage.
wore that as well.
He wore
By the way,
that
your
high.
grey t-shirt was brilliant.
Oh, man. No, that t-shirt was mushroom, mate.
That was a wee 199.
Great tits.
That was a wee 199 GP, Mark. Not a problem.
For the only guy to do the hydro with a pre-matching shirt, man.
mate.
By the way, that's food beforehand.
That's the
You
best food
enjoyed
I've had in my life ever.
Chateau X.
Chateau X. Here, I got that Saturday night.
Did you really? What, the box?
Aye, the home
Box,
kit or something.
Home kit.
No, but you kept
Lynn-
farting in the box, so.
Lynn cooked it exactly, probably better than the boys did at the Chateau X.
No, I shouldn't have.
I actually did.
Did you get the red wine sauce?
No, I got pepper sauce, carrots with pesto, chips.
Carrots with pesto. I love
I
that.
hate carrots. Carrots are brilliant.
Chateaubriand,
Gravy.
garlic prawns, stuff and tough. It was tremendous.
So she
that's
cooked it
lovely,
better
by
than
the
the Chateau X?
Aye. There was
You're trying to get, they fell out, he's
No.
trying to get back in her good books, innit? They had the fun,
There
innit?
was mere blood dripping out the steak.
Oh, Kevin.
Oh, you like
Proper
it
medium
proper
rare.
rare.
I'm the same, to be
What's
fair.
medium? There's that lot of blood in it.
A wee bit, not a lot.
I need a tampon, man. I need a
don't like it.
tampon. You put a tampon on it, man. You know, you want it medium, innit? A wee bit
Ah,
medium.
but that
Damn
Chateau
beautiful.
X, big shout out to them. Sorry, they done
They
us a
did
right
sort us
treat.
right out.
I'll tell you what though, big win for the Jambos, that's all I'll say.
Mate, there's a
Massive
wee
win.
guy, Jambos are nailed on for third for me.
Aye.
Think so?
Aye. Nailed on third.
I called it.
Do you think Jambos will sign a couple of players in January? I don't need them, but I think it would help.
Better not be a left winger. He better not sign a left winger, I'm telling you. I'll be fucking furious. I'll be chapping his door.
Has he got that in him? Andy to chap somebody's door?
Imagine Gary Mackay, gives a Gary Mackay Stephen demonstration of chapping the gaffer's door.
Oh,
through his arse, wasn't it? Slide his arse up
that'll
to
be
the
a
door.
sketch for Hug Me, I think.
That could be.
Slide his arse up into the door.
He's up doing that, he likes that.
Another team flying, mate, and it's since we've interviewed him, Graham Alexander's mother.
Brilliant.
What a job Graham Alexander's done.
Who did they beat?
They beat St Johnstone.
Oh! Having one! St Johnstone will be fine, mate. Johnstone will be
I
fine.
don't know, mate. I'm starting to worry.
Nah, they'll be
I
fine.
could,
See how you
I
can-
could finish them, mate. If they get relegated, then I said it's
Nah, I
finished.
don't know.
See if you're going to run as leaving.
Again, I'll go back to original. They never kept their original.
They'll be
squad.
fine, trust me.
Do you think so? Huh?
Trust me.
Why?
Trust me,
Why
I
do you
think
think that?
Because I've played against them, they're not as bad as what their form suggests.
They like to
They
do
do
pressure.
need 100% a goal scorer. They need somebody to start scoring them goals, because I think that's been the main issue. Again, their defensive record, mate, you look at the amount of goals they've conceded. They've not conceded that many goals, but Guy Malamed, you said it last week, he came up with some important goals last year, didn't he? And then Chris Kane
as
and
well. Chris Kane's Firmino authority, good player, but
Doesn't know where the net is.
nah.
Not enough goals. See as good as the run as leaving on last year, winning the 2 cups and then getting themselves into 5th. And the momentum
momentum, I
that
love
you could get with that, do you think it can have the reverse effect when you're losing every week? Do you find it? Because we've been in relegation battles, I'm pretty sure.
when you're on that
all of us-
losing run, mate,
when
it's
you're on
hard
that
to
losing
stop
run,
that.
it doesn't matter. You're needing somebody to come in and fucking just get like a signing in January for St John's.
I think they'll try and get a striker
It's
in
massive. But then who do you get in
get?
January?
Exactly.
And then because teams will know that St John's are desperate for a striker, do they then price players out a move? Who's
well, they made a
leaving where?
bit. They've made a bit of money, haven't they? With obviously the cup runs,
but-
the Europe, and then selling Alan McCann and who was the other boy?
But it's
Centre
for St
half.
Johnstone now. It's hard, mate, because see if a good player does come up, Hearts
Aye.
gives up, Aberdeen
Aberdeen,
gives up,
yeah.
gives up. Thanks, shit. Pull him up. No, in fact, pull him back then. Did they have the money to go and get a?
Is there anybody in
a
the
guy that
non-league
gets you 20
side
goals
that
this season?
you've come across that scoring goals could potentially
Big
do that?
Rusty. Big Rusty.
Big Rusty's doing well for us, mate. Eh? We'll see what happens when you actually run a bit, you big fucking.
You're trying to sell him, but aren't you?
No.
Shocking to get rid
No,
of
he's
it.
important for us.
Maybe it's a wee
Is that, you know,
potential
how
loan
years
for
ago it
somebody?
used to be like the boy McAllister would score 25, 30 goals and that, you think, oh, would he... There maybe there must be somebody that might be...
Big funny, you seen that Big McAllister Texas the other day saying he loved the documentary.
I think,
Big Rory, yeah.
Good
Good
for
on
him. Thanks for
Me
listening.
Megginson at Cove's a right good player, mate. I don't
Is
know
he,
how good a job he's got, the money that he gets for Cove and his job, whether St Johnstone could pay him that, but Megginson's good,
The
mate.
reason I always
See a
think
striker,
that...
say aye.
Striker, mate.
The reason I say that is because if they can't get somebody within their budget, they're going to have to get somebody in to make it like...
Tommy Wright up front, just
Tommy
target
Wright.
man.
No, because the first sign of fog, he's fucked.
Aye. He's gone, isn't he? He's gone.
But a striker it's so important, isn't it?
Aye. That's
But they didn't have a striker last year, did they?
well, the
Mate,
boy,
I think Melamed
Chris came with scoring goals, May was scoring goals when they played,
Yeah.
and the boy Melamed came up with some
you
important.
know
I
Maybe
bet
next
if you
year.
watch though, if you go and back look at the results, I bet they only win by 1 goal.
Aye.
Time for Big Rooney to
But that's
step
the
up.
thing, they're conceding.
front.
Aye.
Probably conceding 1 goal a game in now.
You can't lose your captain and your best centre mid.
midfielder.
You can't do that and at this level.
But by the way, a guy who's on fire, we'll talk to Tony Watt. Could St Johnstone go and break their budget and give Tony Watt?
Nah,
All right, if you could.
Nah, I don't think they've got the money for that. 'Cause I think if again,
They need to pay a fee for
But I think
that.
it's just no. I think he's
Oh,
out
he's out of
contract.
contract.
So
It's, I don't think you would go for. I don't you go for Motherwell to St Johnstone. I could potentially see him going.
Especially if you're
to
top scorer in the
Edinburgh
league.
club or Aberdeen
yeah,
or
that's what
something
I'm saying.
Top scorer in the league, isn't he?
But if you're St Johnstone, do you just need to go and pay somebody maybe $3,000 a week and just say,
Aye,
do you know what I mean?
they should. Well, they'll need to do something.
Yeah.
They're not going to score goals. So
I read a good thing, Andy, on Hearts, right?
both.
The other day about, like, obviously talking about strikers at Hearts, because Hearts have always got Boyle. But Boyce, he doesn't score 20, 25, 30 goals a season. He scores every 3, 4, 5 weeks, whatever it is. Could you see something like Tony Watt, as weird as this sounds, going from like Motherwell to Hearts?
He was at Hearts.
I know he was, but obviously at that time he wasn't the Tony Watt we've
Yes,
got
no.
now in this current form. Does a Tony Watt leaving Motherwell to go to Hearts take Hearts and can cement them into third place with the amount of goals that he potentially could score for now? Because I'm looking at that thinking, God, if I'm the Hearts manager, get a chance to sign Tony Watt on a free.
But Boyce brings so much.
I know he does,
With
but-
goals,
I mean,
doesn't he?
I
It's
think
options.
Yeah.
Because Hearts, who else is Hearts other strikers that stick out?
I think the thing
They've got a lot of
is,
creativity. Hearts have got a lot of creativity, and at St Johnstone haven't they got a lot of creativity? They won last year with more team with that.
Do Hibs go for
Spirit,
somebody like
team
Tony
spirit.
Watt?
potentially.
Hibs a Hib, no brainer.
Thing is, I
Any
think-
team in Scotland outside Celtic and Rangers, I think Tony
I
Watt
think
would be a
the
no-brainer.
one thing I would say about us at Hearts now is I don't think he would fit into the system right now, because obviously we play a 3-4-3. He's not playing one of the wider ones. Boyce is going to play. So to be honest, I mean, it's no me that's making this decision, it's obviously the club, but I'd imagine they'll bring in somebody to more compete with Boyce. Boyce's got that jersey and deservedly so. He's a top goal scorer and he's been brilliant this year. So is it someone to try and sort of push him, because Big Arman's not really been in the picture this year, so Tony Watt's not going to come. He's not going to come to Hearts, is he, and be happy to.
Tony Watt's not looking to go south. I wouldn't imagine it.
I think he's quite settled up there.
I think Daniel Farke was
last of 5, isn't it?
So could we see a Tony Watt at Hibs or where else? Aberdeen. Dundee United. They're crying out for a striker, by the way.
They're another one that's not really scored many goals.
I could pay a few quid, mate.
Boy Edwards is their top scorer this season. Dundee United.
I wouldn't leave my go to Dundee United, would you? Money talks.
It don't sing, dance, and it don't walk.
Take it away, Kevin.
Long as I can have you here with me, I'd much rather be
in a mushroom t-shirt.
Money talks.
But it don't sing and dance, and it don't walk.
Neil Diamond, man, when he goes on a fucking pub. Brilliant.
I got there.
I love Neil Diamond.
Need to say, young Dean Cornelius, big well done, first goal for the club, boyhood team.
One of the former schools prospects.
I wanted to ask you, first goal for your boyhood club, you remember it? You remember your first goal for Rangers?
Debut, Hibs.
Was it? What, was that League Cup or in the League?
Challenge Cup, Burnin, 45 yards. Telling you.
What was that? Was it, no, being serious, was the feeling?
Unbelievable. Because knowing that your family and your mates that are on the crowd in it as well. And I just gave away a penalty like 2 minutes later.
Brilliant.
So you gave away a penalty in your debut.
I'll be honest, right? I never got a chance to score for my boyhood club, but see when I scored my first goal for Rangers, fucking loved it.
Can you remember like, your first KFC bucket? That's probably the same. Can you remember your first KFC bucket?
Aye. 16-piece boneless pancakes.
Just put it in your head like that.
4 portions of chips, 2 corn on the cob, 2 gravy, fucking 16 pieces of chicken and 4 fucking bits of spicy wings just to go on the side.
Is that when you got that chicken bone stuck?
Aye. It's unbelievable. Can't believe we're joking about that. Nearly died. Fucking nearly died.
What about first goal for Sunderland?
First goal for Sunderland would have been Crystal Palace at home.
Your mate
Diag in between 2 centre-halves took a chest it down over the keeper.
I've seen that goal. Is that your first goal?
That was my first one.
Great goal, mate.
What was it, Si? What did you do?
Took it, ball comes over the centre back, takes it, great touch on his chest. And
no, that was a playoff goal.
That was a playoff goal. What
before
goal that was?
Diag and then I kind of scuffed the shot.
Have you ever scored a goal?
I think Dan McGrane in training.
Best joke at the Hydro. Best joke at the Hydro when he talked about your career that fucking was it Ayr, the most goals the most games you ever played? 4. Was it 4?
Well, no, you scored to Motherwell in Europe. I want to see this game.
I want to show you that goal, mate. 17-year-old left mid.
Talk us through the goal then. So, are you watching the build-up happening? Are you stepping inside the pitch? Are you staying wide?
I'm wide. Receive it.
Craigan, sing it to you? That was brilliant.
Genius. He's brilliant, Craigan.
He's a good actor.
I think he was playing that game. He just culled it right round. Just came right round the back, phone came back.
He's trying to stick it in the channel there, wasn't it? And end up at you on the
I knew when he's going to come right to me. So it came right to me. I've got the ball wide. Go out to the right back, look. See ya. Inside.
Did you give a wee kiss on it?
Do you know what I done, right? Somebody whispered to me before the game. See when you got your shot the night?
Whisper it.
No, I don't whisper, but he said, I was whispering to me, man. He said, when you hit your shot, aim at the goalkeeper. Aim middle of the goal and went top corner. I said, we tip for any strike. You've been taught that?
No, I was always taught that. You hit the head of the goalie, because 9 times out of 10 you don't ever hit the ball straight.
A clean straight.
You don't ever hit a straight pin shot. So if you hit it at the, especially if you're cutting inside, and you're hitting a right footed shot.
Yeah,
9 times out of 10 it's like a banana, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, fun, always that
a banana, that big boy.
Get up with a chip of that.
So was that what you used to do? Aim for the goalie?
I never shot, mate.
Did you know
that? Big man.
You're doing yourself.
I used to just look for a header.
Big monster header, but didn't you, big man?
I loved the header.
What was that feeling like when the ball went in? Brilliant.
But fuck, because obviously I've told that story about 100 million times on here, the one where I've scored the goal then. Mark McKee caught me Robbie Keane in the press, but then didn't play me, so then I done the Robbie Keane because he was at the game. I done the Robbie Keane, my arms collapsed on me. He'd fucked into the ground. Just, mate, see that goal at 17 just ruined the whole goal when I done it.
See when you played the one game you played for Celtic, did you get any chances?
No, but mate, you know what I was doing? No listening to anybody. I started coming inside.
And they wanted you to stay wide?
Stay wide, but it was actually, because obviously totally fucked me out, you know what I mean? I'm not going to get a holding up job, so went inside.
Rocket job.
But mate, I just kept taking it inside and just popping it. See that side? put him in and winning 1-2s and that.
Oh, yeah.
That's unbelievable.
I would love to have been inside his head as a young footballer, like,
But mate, I was
experience what he did. And like
I was confident as fuck, mate.
Monkeys banging cymbals,
Mate,
cars
I
crashing
think
into each other.
I think because sometimes I talk shit, I think people think I was a nervous
I
wreck.
just played to your head constantly, didn't it?
I didn't listen to much people, but what people think when I always say, if I was a nervous wreck, I sometimes play up to that. See, Mallow, I was the most arrogant, cocky, but in a good way. You need to believe yourself, Andy. I remember we played in the semi-final. I think I bossed you a couple of times. But I was at Motherwell and then went to Celtic, obviously get managed stuff, and then the confidence just drains out when you're confident.
Were you lazy?
I can imagine.
No, well, at Motherwell, my argument with always was, why am I trying to back a full-back? Because I've got to take my energy up when I want to go forward, but then at Celtic.
It's not about you, so is it?
It's not about when you realise when you're older.
Tell me, Andy, you saw the clip on when he played with you and they got sent off.
No.
Have you not seen that?
You've seen it?
Takes a
Best touch ever. Best touch ever.
Catch it.
Mate, he lifts that wee boy, who's the right back?
Paddy Boyle.
Paddy Boyle. About 300 feet in the air.
Paddy was great in the restaurant, wasn't he?
I think I have seen it.
Oh, it's a belter.
I think I have seen it.
You'll be sick.
What about your first goal? What was that of history?
Livingston against Ross County.
Talk us through it.
I was 16.
One better than me, like.
16.
I was 16.
You were 17, you were 16?
It was away. It was away. And mate, honestly, right, Lee Griffiths is shot for about his corner. I'm on the goalie, I'm getting the old goalie one. And it's dropped and Lee Griffiths is shot, but it's like scarfed it and I've tapped it in on the line. Literally on the line.
That's the best thing.
What about you for Mark?
Best first goal ever.
We had, I scored my first goal against Tranmere away, mate. We worked on a wee corner.
Tranmere away?
Tranmere away.
Must have been about 26. Fucking how old are you?
21.
21?
21, I'm only at 21.
Oh,
What was this? This wasn't at Swindon. You 21 at Swindon?
I was out for 2 years, mate. I came back and went
Oh,
to
were you?
Worked a wee short corner, mate. Played to me, touch, left foot, bang, bottom
You need
corner.
to tell her that story, mate. People want to hear that.
What story?
Your injuries you went through.
No, I don't know, mate. What's the fucking hear that?
Nobody.
I got injured for 2 years. There you go, he's told
What about the best goal you scored? I was showing my wee boy, mate. I'll show you it. Scored a goal against Walsall. Gary Roberts goes down the left wing, crosses, defender, he's out, edge of the box, mate. On the volley, bang, top bin. Delighted. Captain that day as well, under the madman, DeCanio.
I'm going to tell you mine, right? But mine's just fucking cringe because of what I did after it. So I was at Livy at the time, and it was a period where I was scoring quite a few goals, and clubs were coming to watch me and whatnot. And the club would always tell me if a team was coming to watch me, a scout. And I used to fucking hate it. I used to say all the time, stop telling me. So there was a game we played Annan at home, and the week before we played Berwick Rangers, I had a shocker, right? And again, I was only maybe 16, 17 at this point, and Gary Bowman went fucking through me in the changing room. He's like, fucking England! No chance you're going to England performances like that. You were fucking terrible today. So I was like, right, no worries. So next game's Annan, right? Next game's Annan. The last of Lee at Livy's like, right, Newcastle, Middlesbrough here to watch you today. And I was like, fucking hell. Team sheet comes out, benched, no playing. So I was like, well, that's me fucked. Newcastle and Middlesbrough have to watch me, I'm on the bench. We're 2-0 down at half time. I come on at half time. Set up the goal to make it 2-1. Equaliser 2 each, and then scored the goal of my life to make it 3-2. But what I do after it is a fucking embarrassment. And honestly, you'll find it. No. So I've ran to the dugout. Right, I'm 17. Gary Bowen's a big scary bastard. You should cue his head before games. He's fucking scary as fuck. And I went to get the old thingy, but I've then shat it, done a knee slide, right? And I'm getting it fucking Yaldi and Yas and whatnot. And then the referee goes to tell me to calm down, and I go, cuddle the referee and kiss him on the side of the head. Mate, I'm 17-year-old.
Oh, Andrew, that's no you.
It's the most cringe thing.
That's no you.
Did the boys do it? The boys giving you a bit for it?
Well, Foxy was the captain at the time, Liam Fox, and Liam Fox just came up to me because I'm doing all this and that. He's like, fucking rap that shit, because he's like captain. But I'm like, shut the fuck up when I'm doing all this. Honestly, it's the most cringe thing ever.
Like that, and then you done...
Carry ball on that.
And then Middlesbrough no long after that?
I think Newcastle were the first team to actually make
Contact
with Livy, aye.
What the contact you said was Steve Bruce farted on the phone?
Aye, and I was like, fucking hell, that's stinking, I'm talking to him again. But aye, there was a couple, but I think Newcastle were the first.
Newcastle been class.
And why did that not happen?
Barra's training ground's amazing.
I generally chose Middlesbrough over Newcastle because Stack was the manager who was Scottish. Chris Boyd, Steve McManus, Kevin Thompson, fucking, they had about 8 boys that had played in Scotland. So I was like,
Do you know what I wish you went to Newcastle?
to be fair, I loved my fucking time there, but obviously Newcastle were Premier League, so
Premier League,
if I had to do it again, I'd maybe choose Premier League.
I don't know.
Any Premier League offers? Nah.
Few.
Who?
Blackburn came in for us up and played a game down there.
Did you?
Flicked to Hayden.
So they never went at you. You mean you were on trial there?
Aye, trial. Didn't get it. Didn't get in.
Mate, I went on about 3 trials.
Who phoned you?
Shite, how bad are trials?
Oh, rubbish. I bet to cut me. This is before, just as my meltdown was happening, but to Carlisle, I've never felt a trial like this in my life.
Not going on trial at Carlisle, mate.
I just walking about the trial. So I hate myself for it. Rubbish.
Trials are
So who got in contact with you for Blackburn? The actual manager? Who was the manager at the time?
Can't remember who it was.
Was this when you were at Motherwell?
But this didn't ever happen.
So did you not get any Premier League offers when you were flying at Motherwell? Just Celtic?
Mate, I got Bayer Leverkusen.
No, then never.
I swear in your life.
He's a German accent.
No, I said everything that's rubbish. So Bayer Leverkusen sent a letter to Motherwell, but that was as close I got to him.
In German or in English?
English? I can't remember.
German.
Have you ever been on a trial?
Remember Yeovil got to the championship?
Oh, you've told us that, aye.
Fucking the
Yeah,
worst.
yeah,
That
the
was when
shocker.
he says, I want us to play like Brazil. Fucking Roberto, he was calling him Carlos Alberto and nobody was saying anything there. He was calling Roberto Carlos Alberto. I was like, this is no for me, man.
I've only ever had the one trial. Stranraer Sheriff Co-op 2004.
Trials, well, see, as soon as you get the ball, you think, oh, he ain't something.
I'm done.
Man, do you know what we've never spoken about in here? I can't believe it. Scoring an own goal.
I've scored an own
I've
goal.
scored one.
you?
I've scored one.
Playoffs on the telly, I've told you that, mate. Gary Bintles was fucking spot this man.
Oh, Gary here.
He's
He
AC
fucking
Slater, Gary
scored me.
Bintles.
Gary Balls.
Hey,
Mate.
Kane's feet on me on the commentary.
He was a nightmare, that twat.
I've given away a
Gary
penalty.
Battles.
I've given away a
Gary
penalty,
Battles.
but I've never scored an own goal. I think getting sent off's the worst. I think getting sent off's
sent-off's
worse than
the
that.
worst.
That walk's disgusting,
Own
innit?
goal's the worst. See when the fans don't like you
And you
and you score an
goal.
own goal.
Is that Coventry done it?
No, on loan to Rochdale. Was there for first 2 games were fine. 3rd game was getting worse. 4th game was just like, oh my god, I fucking just want to get back up to
Thinking the
something.
GAFFER.
I don't want to do this. Playing somebody at home, we're 1-0 down, and then you get that feeling when you freeze up and you don't want to be on the park. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Back to defend a corner, as per usual. Before the balls come up, and I've tried to like fucking backheel it away because I thought, oh, there, I'll just put my leg up. I backheeled it at the top corner. Fucking 2-0. I was like, oh my god. And I'm like, get him fucking back up the road. I said, out to Parky, just take me off. Went into the dressing room afterwards and says, look, Steve. Like, Steve Parkin, is it Steve Parkin?
Steve Parkin.
Steve Parkin. I was like, Steve, I've really enjoyed my time here, but let's cut this short. I need to go back up the
Send me
road.
up the road.
And then I never...
Yeah, congrats.
What?
Never scoring podcast history.
Coming, I can't believe you said
Did that to me in high school.
What, have you scored the road, you know?
No, I've given away a penalty.
Flick one in front post. I was in
My
the
debut, like I said, my debut.
Oh, for
Give away a
Rangers,
penalty.
aye.
Fucking hell, that was a low point.
That is not what you need on your day.
Because
isn't it?
I think it was 3-1, and we're flying at the time. And then fucking 10 minutes into the second half, you give away a penalty. I think, oh my god, because Hibs were a good side at that point as well.
And they're back
But
at
then luckily I scored like 10 minutes after or something. I got away with
it's all
fucking
forgotten
murder.
about. Sending off is bad, isn't it?
Aye,
He said it a few
I've
times,
been
man.
5 times.
Low.
Pure let the boys down, didn't you? Leaving them at every time.
I've been sent off 3 times and honestly not one of them should have been sent off. Not one. And I think I'm a dirty bastard.
There's been a few you shouldn't.
Should have
I
been
get sent off twice just
probably,
before New Year. They were deliberate.
Mate, people do that all the time, didn't they, for Boxing Day
I
off?
wanted off the fucking
Neymar.
I wanted New Year off twice.
I fucking hate New Year.
New Year's
Year
shite.
does
Christmas
nothing
is
for me,
good.
man.
Christmas is amazing with New Year. Boys, this will be the last podcast prior to the busy Christmas fixture list.
Yes.
Breaking news. Talk
So
about it.
we are done for the day till January, mid-January.
There could be a meltdown the day on the meltdown on them on social media. People don't get
I
their
know,
weekly
mate.
fix.
Oh, we need to recharge our batteries, mate. We've had a hectic schedule.
I do agree. Listen, no, 100%.
Mate, think about it too. We've done that SWG3 throughout the summer.
Oh, you're
I think
right.
we took maybe a week off, straight back into it. It was just said it'd make a break period, innit? Especially in the title race.
Aye.
I realise. No, listen, I don't think it's a
Is the scarf on the telly for you yesterday?
Was that the game?
But
That would have been.
the mum and Susie Slim was at the game as well, wasn't
I
she?
should be Susie was there with my sister. Loved it. What a day. But
Your mum's the type that would get a pie and a bovril at the game.
playing
innit?
ball at the game, aye. And,
3 pies, 3 bovrils.
No free pies, aye.
Does she love a pie?
Like
No, I'm
fairy pie.
actually. I was
No,
not.
but you know, you get his
Aye,
mind
true,
wandering. She does love a pie, aye. But no, this Christmas period is not important. January's important.
Oh, Jane?
Just signings. Who you bring in, that's the most important thing. And
The Old Firm game, listen, we don't want to get
we should
too
talk
ahead
about
of
it.
ourselves, right? But the Old Firm game is massive. So there's no podcast before that Old Firm game or after. Wow.
See on the Old Firm game, like potentially the way the country's going, there could be restrictions as well. We might not see some fans in the stadium. You never know. It could all work in certain teams' favour, whatever. But I think that the game on the second.
Celtic need to win.
Celtic need to win.
Yeah,
because when that game comes around, say they win their the game's coming up. Celtic are playing St Johnstone away, and Rangers are playing St Mirren at home. I would fancy both teams to get 3 points. If that's the case, we go to January 2nd, Rangers 7 points ahead, Celtic's got to win that game. Because if they don't, say even they get a point, it's still going to be 7 points. But I know a game in hand, but like I say earlier, you've got to win these games in hand. And see when games become thick, whereas if Celtic win the game, potentially then you get into the window and you start buying players that could change the dynamic of the course of the title race. But Rangers win the game, I find it difficult. Rangers, Celtic claw that amount of points back.
I agree with that. I agree. I think Celtic need to win the game.
Celtic need to win.
Rangers don't know what they're going to drop. A lot of points.
And the thing is, Rangers have got the option where they'll go to Parkhead knowing that as much as 3 points would be massive, a draw would be a great result.
2 questions for you. Player of the calendar year and your moment in the podcast calendar year.
Oh wow, Paul.
I like that, Paul.
Calendar year.
Let's forget the player of the year. Let's just take your favourite moments of the podcast calendar year.
Podcast or open goal in general? Because everyone's going to say Hydro, aren't they?
Do you know what my favourite part of our podcast was when you pretended to be a cowboy, mate? I haven't laughed like that for a long... Was that this year? That was this calendar year, wasn't it? You got up, didn't you? And you started kicking things and that. That was... I remember being in fucking stitches at that.
There's too many of his highlights for a single out one.
What did you say? What was he say? You've left your what on the range? You've left your balls on the range. You've left your pistol on the range, boy.
Unbelievable.
I think mine's... Obviously, out with the Hydro, so just purely podcast, the day you introduced the Tam Courts banter. That Tam Courts banter for the next 2-3 months was unbelievable.
And then the Mackay Stevens banter, a lot of people messaged me saying,
I bite his horn. I always remember that when he done that, you bit the horn. I always get the image of Tam Courts watching his family like that.
And his boxers.
And then, but actual real life Tam Courts watching the podcast and then we're seeing he's biting his horn watching it. I'm just thinking,
my highlight would have been the day out. Was that this year? It was this year. Was it the day out? Or was that last year?
No, that was last year, wasn't it?
What happened?
It wasn't the day out then. I'm thinking another year.
That was last Christmas.
Can't even mind. I've never that many highlights. The whole 2 weeks of the Euros, 2 weeks, 4 weeks of that.
With the SWG3?
Aye, Scotland-England game. SWG3 was incredible.
The pattern in that dressing room before SWG3.
The dressing room was brilliant.
That could have been filmed.
But that's what I mean, and I'm not just saying this to build it up, but a World Cup playoff game, that's better. Do you know what I mean?
You're really big on this. You need to take this here.
But he was not asked from Scotland before he started all this. Now he
loves it now, doesn't he?
I just think it's the full country's going to be in fucking... The full country is just going to be together for that.
I think it's quite poor, by the way, that he's a favourite moment. I would say don't go fans.
He's a fucking busy bastard.
Here's a quote for you. I don't know if you ever heard that. I've just made it up. Football is nothing without the fans.
Open goal is nothing without the fans.
Nah, listen, I know he's a wee joke now, but he didn't mention the fans a minute ago and I've did, so listen.
See, he's trying to get Brown the poison.
Favourite player of the calendar year, I will go for the one and only Mr. T, Tony Ralston.
He didn't play last year. He's only played 3 months.
Why don't we do an open goal award ceremony?
It's a great shit. When we pick certain categories.
I'd be devastated. Because I'll know when I want them this year.
We pick certain categories.
You'll be getting the funniest, that'll kill me.
We pick certain categories, we pick certain moments, and then we put it to the fans, as you chose.
You've maybe been off a while, but you've got a few boys. Boys have all been outstanding this year. Well done. Before we go, we need to... What are you doing for Christmas Day, quickly?
Sam's come to Cumbernauld and then we drive down to Stranraer to the farm for
and you get roasted
the biggest fucking Christmas dinner you'll ever see, man. Christmas dinner at night time because the boys are still working on the farm.
I actually prefer, this is probably controversial, but I prefer Christmas Eve and I prefer Boxing Day to actual Christmas Day.
I totally agree.
Because Boxing Day for me, I can't proper enjoy the dinner. I can't drink.
Because you're playing
and it's fucking Boxing Day.
I'm so happy I'm not a full-time football player, mate.
I will be sat at the farm on next Saturday morning, afternoon, full of fucking slow gin,
Slow gin, baby. Slow gin. Tremendous.
I'll make that homemade. I'll bring some in for when we see you again. fucking love. Sit there with the fire on, kids play me.
Do you roll a bit with the pigs and that?
Not a problem. Go and milk the cows, just help us.
Oh, do you milk the cows? Show us how you milk a cow. Go.
No.
Come on.
Please, Kev, come on.
Go.
No,
Go
see,
on,
to be fair,
what is it?
I did offer I said to my wife, do you want me to help like your dad on Christmas Day? Because obviously maybe getting finished a bit earlier. He says, Kevin, we'd fucking asked you to open a gate one day, one of the fences at the field with the cows. So I went to open up the gate, opened up the wrong end, took the fucking gate off the hinges, so I'm not allowed to do any of the
For
farm.
fuck's sake, Kevin.
So,
Did they take offence?
Yes.
Dad joke.
What about you? What do this? Have I asked this? Slane's, everyone in the Slane's house?
Slane's and my cooks it and
You said it was it's just turkey ham that you put on a
turkey ham, that's all we get. Just one slice of turkey each.
That Bernard Matthews turkey ham.
They pigs and blankets, cocktail sausages in it.
It's horrible, but my mum, every year without doubt, will burn the Christmas dinner. It comes out sizzling, but we love it. Burnt. Take it ever. Hope I hear, by the way, hope I get a fucking...
Do you have a wee glass of red wine with your dinner?
Nah, it's alcohol free in the house. Alcohol free, but just...
Because fights.
do you hear a different tipple on the Christmas Day side?
So I'll start with a wee glass of champagne.
Aye.
Maybe a wee beer. And then a red wine at night.
That sounds good.
What do you want for Christmas?
Jilly always has a Baileys on Christmas Day.
The Baileys, mate. Baileys is
Makes like a wee white Russian.
Oh.
The White Russian, what's that?
Oh, maybe you've had a white Russian.
I tried a wee baby Guinness the last week.
Oh, baby Guinness is nice, isn't it? By the way, there's rumours a holiday house party in the new year.
New kitchen in it, just in the
I
kitchen.
think it'll be after New Year at this rate, boys. I'm going to be honest with you. But it'll definitely be happening.
Is the Radio Clyde, before we are coming, is the
Hugh Keevins will be there.
Are the Radio Clyde boys coming?
He's hosting. Hugh Keevins hosting it.
Yes.
Are you going on time for it?
What do you want for Christmas before we go?
I'd like a hair transplant, to be honest.
Would you, big man?
Aye.
Well, I see it, I don't know what you're talking.
That's terrible.
No, you don't need one.
No, I do.